Bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him two lips like roses and clover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over.
Yeah, young nut, hey. I don't need ass, but I talk shit. Young nut still coming with the hot shit. Don't fuck with the kids, swear to God, cause I pull up on you, stab you in the neck with the chopstick. 18, make it 18 racks. Now I cop a new chain while I'm banging all wax. And I fuck a new flow, yeah, fuck a new flow. I got 21 coming on 21 tracks, hey. I got these motherfuckers on my dick and now they coming trying to take my motherfucking money. I don't need ass, but I might if she got it covered up in some fucking honey. Nah, you don't know me, but now I ball like KD on the streets. Only gonna last 20 seconds in the sheets. Young nut killing all the beats, curb stop a bitch with a cleat. I don't need ass, but my breath stank. Need to take a couple pills, cause my dick shrank. Now I got 100 racks in a Chase bank, only pulling out when I'm coming in a fish tank.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Who's Most Likely To. And this week we got 5 brand new contestants for y'all, all with brand new questions. I believe it's 13 questions this week that we're asking the contestants. The rules are simple. Everybody gets fucking baked out of their mind. Then we stick them in a back room with the green screen behind them and ask them 13 questions. Did my accent just change? Fuck yeah, it did. But anyways, let us begin.
Rap, like fluently, like properly.
Yes.
Like 100% they're great.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I've only heard Taran rap guy.
Easy.
So you won by default.
That's the correct one. Honestly, sorry, Keegan, but Taran does it more consistently. I'm gonna have to give it to Taran.
Probably Kades. I feel like Kades knows rap code really well. You have to go with Keegan.
Going to maybe take a controversial vote and say myself, because I am better. David. That's the correct answer.
Their dad, he was traveling, so like on holiday with him or something. David.
So I'm first target.
This was before we knew the truth.
I want to truthfully and say myself. Tall bitch, bloodshot, look out.
Taran for sure, dog. Taran, 100%. Sorry, bro. Definitely Keegan.
Keegan. This one I must go to Keegan.
Probably Keegan. They want the truth, bro. Taran. Like probably David. Probably David. Actually David, I think.
We'll go with memes at the time.
David again. Have you seen how aggressive that guy is? I was watching him at the strip, and this guy bumped into him slightly once. The look,
Dude, I remember
the look David gave this guy.
turned around, it was like he was going to
David was completely ready to fight this guy. I'm like, bro, relax.
Okay, like the same question, but David.
I think I'm Keegan. I'm gonna be angry at Keegan because he didn't get in the fight with me. Just got photos afterwards. What is that?
David. It's your boy. I'm trying to run it.
To be honest, I don't think this is the right answer, but the only boy who's cried in front of me is Keegan, so I'll go with that.
I'm gonna go with Keegan. Gonna have to go with myself here.
David, for sure, bro. For sure. Every fucking house boy. As soon as, like, everyone who's sleeping over, right, it's like usually the boys and, like, sorts of other people. The first person to leave, David's like, the party's over. Yeah, he finds a couch or an empty room and he goes to sleep no matter what.
And the peak of the party hasn't even happened yet.
Always David.
Oh, David.
I'm gonna go with David. I don't know, probably Keegan.
For sure, you know. For sure. Again, how old am I now? 20 this year, before I'm 23.
Me. I'm sorry. I need to.
You too? My answer is, do I have the three of us?
Hey boys, I want you both. I hope that you think that's cool. Say word. I know most guys won't freak together. When she forgot about the golden rule. It's okay when it's in a three-way. It's not gay when it's in a three-way. With the honey in the middle, there's some leeway. The area's great in a 1, 2, 3-way.
Damn, he's a long.
You wired me awake and hit me with the hand of broken nail.
I didn't say Tyler.
I love Martin.
It's a very Keegan song.
Gonna break my
That's a hard one. I feel like Keegan would be the easiest to
But that wasn't me.
It's him. Run around.
and
Any rule breaker with a kid. Don't use it. You probably already know what's it. In anything.
In anything.
I think I want to Stop it again. That's what I think.
And what world record? Any world record. I'm trying to think, but like what everyone's really good at, could they use that to break a world record? Honestly, I think it's between Michael and Tyler.
I think I'll go with Caden.
It's only specific.
That sounds fun. Fuck me.
I'll go with Tyron.
Going with me.
Get the fuck out of here.
So that was a nice portion of my life.
David.
David.
I'm going with the two of us.
Tired for sure.
All those people died for fucking nothing. Okay? The Rock War, all of it, very bad. I like to believe that a guy that 2301 was real and is gonna come back. Just because I'm excited for it. I'm gonna go.
Is that the conspiracy theory that you...
That's where Steve Carlsberg belongs. God, what a jerk. And now, the weather.
When it's cold in the summer, he's still going under. Leaves turn brown like seasonal. Passed out in
finally awake. You were trying to cross the border, right? Walked right into that Imperial ambush, same as us. And that thief over there.
That was pretty neat, don't you think? The whole gaming montage, music video thing, all the editing. Didn't want to kill myself once editing all of that together because it was easy. It was not hard at all. But anyways, there were a lot of clips that, well, I couldn't quite fit into a montage or the video like that because they were just bad. Thank you, Caden. You're welcome, Caden. So that's why we have decided to come up with a new segment called The Gaming Awards. Thank you, Caden. You're welcome. Where I compile the remaining clips and edit them together and award the players for their plays. Not quite, but thank you anyways. Let's get it.
Please join me in inviting President Barack Obama and Kehinde Wiley to unveil the portrait.
Yeah, boy.
Wake up. Wake up.
1,
Wake
2,
up.
3, 4.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say
And the winner is...
Watch this, Lise. You can actually pinpoint the second when his heart rips in half.
No, I want to get it to KD.
And now.
Let me guess. You're home?
It was. It was beautiful. Titan was right across the planet.
And the winner is...
Before we attack each other and tear ourselves to shreds like a pack of maniacs, let's just open the sack first and see what's actually in it. It might not even be worth the trouble.
Hi.
Okay, it's worth it.
Imagine a world people and machines work in perfect harmony. A world of electronic printers and typewriters, microcomputers and advanced network systems. A world where machines not only print beautifully but will copy, store or send your ideas anywhere in the world at the touch of a button.
If you had one shot or one opportunity to copy and steal everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you let it slip? Or be like Fat Cunt Cowbelly TV? PG! On top, food chain, won't stop. New game, hot box that blue haze. One lock, 2 chains, no bras, 2 babes. Mic drop, new stage, lights in my rear view. 5 cops, full race, faster than a Tesla. They say I'm exhausted, looking for success, like I'm crazy and lost it. Higher than a jet, guess my weed is a rocket. The comments that my vids get are wilder than a mosh pit. Wait, pause it. Time for the raw shit. Cowbelly here on the track, and I'm flexing. When my shit drops, it is hotter than a Texan. Got my penguin hose, I'm the next Hugh Hefner. I'm getting all these kisses on my really huge pecker. Yeah, I'm chasing dreams. Unlike you, I'm not asleep. My pocket's so deep, I keep my bling on fleek. I'm a teen without a job, a rebel without a cause, a king without a god, a penguin with a vlog. The fans will never get bored, cause just like at an Aldi, they never know what's in store. Take a look at my comment award. Send me your best shit, I'll put it on the guest list. So when I drop the next vid, it takes off like a Lexus. Some say that I'm sexist, but I'm turning a new leaf. You don't know what you're missing. Converting to a Christian, like your girl in low cut. I ain't giving no fucks. They ask when I'll grow up, they say they are so done. But I'm just like, so what comes down will go up. I'll post up a new vid, these kids will get roasted. Well, Cowbelly, slow up. There's some things about Cowbelly that you need to know already. I'm on the grind just like R. Kelly. And when I drop that shit, it's heavy.
Cue Rickroll.
Something urgent I need to see. So, let's take a look. What the hell?
Yeah, but like...
What am I looking at?
What
the fuck is this?
Support each other. Support each other.
Okay, here's another track that don't make sense. Hold up, wait a minute, I'ma talk my shit. Open up the door and get inside my ship. I'ma show you how to do it, feel the words off rip. 2020 coming with it, I know it's a little bit away, but I'ma kill it, do it how I want it anyway. This beat a little corny, but it still kinda works like 2016 J. Kill on a verse, that's real. A diss to myself, never thought I'd make it, so cheers to my wealth. I don't wanna end up in hell, but it feels like I sold my soul, so please help. So sold out shows on tour and never sleep, cause I stay too hype with it, nice on the beat. Thought I'd take a little break from the whiny shit. It's a blast to the past with the rhyming shit. I be the big bad wolf when I'm knocking at the door. Gotta keep my teeth hidden so nobody ever know that I gotta kill them all, not like Ash Ketchum. For the ones that talking, gotta teach them all a lesson like move, bitch. Get out the way, they're talking up a lot, but got nothing to say. And I don't even really know where this shit is headed, but I keep it self-steady. For this trip, I'm ready. Here's another track that don't make sense, but that's okay, y'all own this shit. I pull up, then I leave it. I got more stats in.
And the winner is...
Like this, cause I'm talking shit, but I don't mean nothing by it. I can tell they got a problem with it, but they staying silent till they see me win it. Then they wanna turn it to a riot, that's real. Still the same shit
Bulldoze the life out of me. The mama just said,
Bleach.
Let me see it.
Cut down an enemy.
Get in your eyes. Bulldoze the life out of me. Mama just said.
On the first stands running, closing it over. Let it burn, rain, cut on my wrist, and it's over. Lost my when the bullet hit it on the shoulder. Buried bodies, watching the sinking down lower. On the first stands running, closing it over. Let it burn, rain, cut on my wrist, and it's over. Lost my when the bullet hit it on the shoulder. Buried bodies, watching the sinking down lower. Let your dream collapse, wake up to another relapse with dangerous on the bad guys. Give up, falling into another trap. Spice on the back, let him attack. Like devil said, don't play the victim. Just another failure of the system. Say you're just a witness of the murder. Say you better hide all of your symptoms. Dark shadows running to me, like a cigarette smoking minding me. White ghosts they trying to see. Choruses say preaching for me. Dark shadows running to me, like a cigarette smoking minding me. White ghosts they trying to see. Choruses say preaching for me.
Yo, what's up, guys?
May I have your attention, please? Will the real Slim Shady please stand up?
Yeah! Okay!
It's Britney, bitch.
Day and night. Every day I'm hustling.
Yeah, Marshall? Let's get it.
Because we are your
shit.
Thanks. What comes to mind when you read those 5 letters? Outer Banks? Generic thing? Or a heist? Well, all 3 of those are worthy guesses. They are all, in fact, incorrect. I could feel my skin drastically cooling as the door closed behind me.
The air conditioning unit sending unrelenting
wave after wave after wave after wave after wave after wave after wave of cold air down upon me, as if to boast its almost unlimited power.
Your form?
A voice mentioned.
The fuck you say to me, lady?
I asked dimwittedly, as if I had never set foot in a bank before.
You need to fill this out before proceeding to the tellers. You may do it as you wait in line.
She said with a faint hint of confusion in her voice, almost as if to mock me. However, truthfully, this was indeed my first time in a bank.
She had a pinstripe shirt, she's a little introvert. One pattern leather shoes, just the right attitude.
We interrupt this program. This is a national emergency. The following message is transmitted at the request of
What do I do? This doesn't make any sense. Why am I even here? This is a dumb idea. What do I do? Why did I come to the bank? Think, Caden. Think. What do I do?
Let the rhythm hit him.
Yes, thank you.
I said in my most confident voice as I took the form from her hand. I made my way to the line that was a lot shorter than I prepared myself for.
Oh la la!
As I sat on arguably the hardest chair in the entire southern hemisphere, I began filling out the form. It consisted of some pretty standard stuff, you know, name, date of birth, ID number, the usual kind of questions you would expect to find on a form at any bank. I assume, once again, I've never been to a bank before. That was when the questions became rather odd. They asked some pretty personal questions. I'm sure this is how it goes, I thought to myself. I continued checking the little boxes no matter how weird the questions seemed to get. Finally, I clicked the pen with the small red logo allowing the tip to retract back into itself. Just in time apparently, because I was next. The lady at the counter glanced up and waved her hand as to suggest that I approach.
In fool's gold, supreme nights, we all sold. You shake me, I take you to loud places that you never knew of. No, you never knew. Now you know you do.
You see, banks aren't that scary, dude, I thought to myself. It was now, as I sat opposite her, I could clearly see her features. And holy fuck, was this woman gorgeous.
And I don't use that word liberally.
Her beach blonde hair rested on her shoulders so perfectly. It was almost as if she had placed each hair there individually in their very own position. Each strand complementing the last. And her legs went on for miles and miles. Okay, fine, she was sitting. There was a counter in the way. I didn't get to see her legs, but can a man dream? In my head, her legs were fucking gorgeous. There's no other way to say it. And I don't use that word liberally. Her eyes were blue. So blue as to suggest that there was an entire ocean behind them.
Like the Atlantic, and I'm going down like the Titanic. It's blue like the Atlantic, and I'm going down like.
If I stared long enough, they would take me back to the summer of '89.
Titanic, eyes blue like the Atlantic, and I'm going down like the Titanic.
It's blue like the Atlantic, and I'm going down like the Titanic. Eyes blue like the Atlantic, and I'm going down like the Titanic.
I was on a cruise.
My cabin had a port window through which I could see the ever-deep blue ocean. I could feel its vastness and beauty, so unimaginably blue, so deep and full of your form, please. My concentration was broken. Her angelic voice echoed. It felt like a lifetime had passed in the time that it took us to both reach out our arms. 1,000 thoughts paced through my mind as I felt the gentle tug she asserted on the paper. Thoughts, no, dreams of Italy. Dreams of me and her sitting in the late summer sun, breathing in the cool country breeze, moments before our 2 children come racing around the corner excitedly to show us some or other bug that they had found. Or perhaps their new dance routine they had choreographed. Dreams of me and her cooking every afternoon in our eggshell-colored kitchen. The aromas of every dinner haunting the passageways, staying forever, just like the love we share for one another. And finally, as the night draws to a close, we tuck the kids into bed and make our way to the bedroom, where we are too tired to make love, so instead, we just lay and feel each other's warm embrace as the day fades from present to past, and we fade into dream. But that's all that they were. Dreams. Versions of a reality that I might never have. Hopes and aspirations of a world of which I shall never taste the fruits. But maybe that's okay, because in the end I might not have the lady behind the counter, for I have something far more valuable. I have dreamed. I have had dreams. I've had nights and I've had days, and I shall continue to have them no matter how magnificent or shitty they turn out to be. All while remembering that most of the fucking universe doesn't have days at all. So let's all see life for what it is. Let us see the miracle in each and every one of us. The miracle that the very atoms that make you up, the same ones created in the Big Bang, came together after 13.8 billion years. Came together now to form simply you.
This message was brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Hi guys, Caden here, and the words damnatio memoria is the Latin phrase
for the term condemnation of memory, and is the practice in which the names or references of people were purposely removed from historical documents or records as a form of punishment, essentially erasing people entirely from history. A very famous case of this happened in the Soviet Union under the rule of none other than Joseph Stalin. As you see, he who holds the power in the present also holds the power to change the past.
Enter Nikolai Yezhov, a man who rose from a peasant family to the eventual leader of the NKVD political party. Stalin himself chose Yezhov to frame his mentor, which eventually led to the mentor's execution. But he was but the first of many of Yezhov's victims. Under his control, in only 2 years, more than 1.3 million people were arrested, nearly 700,000 of which were executed, in what is today known as the Great Purge or the Great Terror. He later went on to be directly responsible for the purging of 14,000 fellow Chekists, the Chekists being Russia's first secret police. Until one day Stalin didn't need him anymore. He was arrested on the fact that he had sent too many innocent people to their deaths, as well as being homosexual. He was trialed and sentenced to death, shot in the NKVD's execution chamber that Yezhov himself had designed. After his death, Stalin enacted damnatio memoriae by having photos with Yezhov in it photoshopped to remove him from the pictures.
But the Soviets weren't the first to enact damnatio memoriae. That title would go to the ancient Mesopotamians, who in the years 2000 to 3000 BCE refused to inscribe the name of the ruler of their enemy at the time by simply calling him the man from Uma. Things like this happening have been recorded in ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, and ancient Rome, where in Rome it was a fairly beloved practice. For you see, if the emperor at the time did not like anybody that came before him, he would simply seize their property, erase their names from any records, and rework any statues that had been made of them.
But while we are on the topic of Rome and damnatio, damnatio ad bestias is the Latin word for condemnation to beasts. Yet another beloved practice of Rome. This was the practice of taking prisoners and criminals and throwing them into a pit with some or other dangerous animal, sometimes with weapons to fight for themselves and, well, sometimes not. This later became a form of entertainment that was enjoyed by most, but not by all, and is remembered predominantly in Rome through the Colosseum.
Damnatio ad bestias is thought today as a rather animalistic form of execution. However, in history, executions have gotten a lot more animalistic.
For example, the first ever recorded case in legal history of an animal trial was in 1266 in the French village of Fontenay-à-Rosay, in which a pig was put on trial for allegedly eating a human. The pig was trialed, found guilty, and then sentenced to a public execution of burning. As odd as it may seem to put an animal on trial, it has happened several times throughout history. In 1474, a rooster, keeping in mind that that is the male of the species, was put on trial for the crime of laying an egg. In 1750 in France, a Frenchman and a female donkey were both put on trial for the crime of engaging in coitus. The man was found guilty and hanged. The donkey was also sentenced to death. However, after further investigation, it was found that the donkey did not partake in the act willingly. There was a document submitted on the she-ass's behalf, signed by the priest of the Catholic Church, that described her as, in all her habits of life, a most honest creature. She was found innocent and allowed to walk free. Side note, the term hung like a horse was first coined in the Bible. In Ezekiel 23 verse 20, it says, "There she lusted after her lovers, whose genitals were like that of donkeys, and whose emissions was like that of horses."
Moving on swiftly. The most recent case of an animal trial took place in 2004 in none other than Kazakhstan, in which a bear named Katya was put on trial for the mauling of two separate individuals on two separate occasions. She was sentenced to 15 years imprisonment and was released in 2019.
Other animals that we have put on trial include elephants. Yes, that is multiple. One was hanged twice. The second was sent to death by means of poisoning, strangulation, and electrocution, which all was approved by the American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. We have also trialed insects, through which the insects won the case on the grounds that the notification was not in accordance with the law, as it was addressed to locusts, rats, and other insects in general.
However, everything that I've told you up until now seems pretty logical for what I am about to tell you next.
In the early 1800s, during the Napoleonic Wars, off the shore of the small town of Hartlepool in England, a French vessel sank amidst a raging storm. There were no survivors. Except that there was. The ship's mascot, a monkey dressed in a miniature French sailor's uniform, washed up upon the shore, to which he was greeted by the concerned Hartlepoolians.
This would be a great time to tell you that the people of Hartlepool had never seen a monkey before. This being due to the fact that monkeys are not native to England, so the only people who would have seen or known what a monkey was would be those that were well educated or well traveled. This would also be a great time to mention that the people of Hartlepool had never seen the French before.
Upon washing ashore, they believed the monkey to be what a normal Frenchman would look like. Fearing invasion during the Napoleonic Wars, they presumed the Frenchman to be a spy of the French, sent to gather information about the town in hopes of finding a new place to sink the French flag into and conquer. After interrogating the monkey and concluding that he was incompliant as he spoke exclusively in a tongue that they presumed to be French, they held an impromptu trial in which they found the monkey guilty of being a French spy and sentenced him to death by hanging.
I have to tell you now that more than 200 years later, the rugby team for Hartlepool is known as the Monkey Hangers, and their football team has a mascot, a monkey, named Hangus. One of the wearers of the monkey mascot suit unexpectedly became the first directly elected mayor of Hartlepool in 2002. Unfortunately, he was forbidden to wear the monkey suit while he was in office. And well, that is just the story of my all-time favorite historical event. Except that it isn't. My all-time favorite historical event takes place a lot sooner than the early 1800s, and is fully described in the historical texts known only as the Bromance. And as always, thanks for watching.